Boy, joyful, we adore thee, right? Those Miami Dolphins today,
Well,
flying
hello.
on the mountaintop for once this season. For better or
Heck.
for worse, they were. So I don't know if I want to say congratulations, Zeke, but congratulations on finally beating the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. And everybody kept sending me the whole. Well, wow, it's like a theme now. Like you lost seven in a row to them, and then you beat them. Then you lost seven in a row, then you beat them. It's a common like I'm like yeah, that's what I want. Thanks. Uh, every
I'm not
dog
gonna.
has his day.
I know. I love that when you suck. Like I love that fucking line. Every dog has his day. Sun's got to shine on a dog's ass every once in a while.
Yeah, I wish it wouldn't shine at all.
I mean, this year when you're in contention and competition for the top pick of the draft, I mean any loss is sacred, and well, the Dolphins couldn't salvage one up today, and so it's great to finally get one past the Bills. But man, it does it sets the Dolphins back a little bit as there are some teams out there who are just shit. I mean, the Jets did their thing today and won too.
Yeah, the Jets win, the Saints win, the Dolphins win. It's like, hey, I don't know if you people got the goddamn memo, but you're supposed to lose.
I will say it is timely for y'all that all those other teams lost because I looked at that and I was like, oh man, and then when those other ones lost, I was like, so we're kind of just even Steven right now. It's kind of just the same as it was last week. So
Right.
hey, baby, yeah, or, the inverse of Al Davis's just win, baby. Just lose, baby.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I knew that obviously going into this year, like I didn't have high expectations as it was. I mean, it's a little annoying that we have a couple losses that were one possession losses, like the New England game, which unfortunately I was there for. That was a heartbreaker. The Chargers game should have been another win. The Carolina game should have been another win. We lost at the end. We gave up a lead. Like, which, regardless, it doesn't matter if we would have had a winning record anyway. We're not going anywhere this year anyway. It's going to be a reset, especially with Chris Greer being gone finally. But today was a prime example for Buffalo as to why I've said what I've said for so long. Is like, for one, that receiving group they can't get any separation, and
No.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but the secondary for Miami is poop. We didn't even have Rasul Douglas today, who even if he was in, I mean, he sucks anyway. My boy Storm Duck's been out. I mean, it's a mess, and yet Keon Coleman can't do a goddamn thing. Khalil Shakir is he's a good receiver, but he doesn't blow anybody away. And then you got the Buffalo secondary, which continues to just not be that. I mean, Tre'Davious White, for one, he's old as shit. Two, he's hurt all the time. Three, he's a statue. It's the constant things for the Bills. They just don't. It's just like when they played what was it, Atlanta? Like they just don't look fluid. I don't care about what happened last week. I don't care. Wow, you beat the Chiefs in the regular season again. That doesn't mean shit to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't. When it matters the most, they don't show up.
Well, and they're starting to remind me, as a Patriots fan, like right, they're starting to remind me a lot of our 2019 team, right? I
Mm.
mean, it was painstaking after a while, and as a quarterback, you get pissed off after a while, as Brady did, when we're out there throwing to, I believe Edelman was still there at that time. I'm trying to remember some of the guys who were on that team, but
Exactly.
it was not good. I think we had a rookie N'Keal Harry. Like it was just who they were expecting to pop off and just didn't work out. And yeah, Brady got pissed a lot during that season because guys weren't getting open. Right, there's that famous clip of him on the sideline during the Texans game of like, you have to get open, you have to be faster, you have to make your cuts, and it's becoming the same thing. in Buffalo right now. And Josh Allen, if he hasn't yet, it's going to start to get tense there because he can only do this shit so many weeks and it starts to be like, all right, like what the hell, like we're. It's not panic time yet, but we're starting to cross the bridge now of they may be fighting for a wild card spot instead of the division this year. That's very realistic. And when Khalil Shakir is your best receiver, I mean, the conversation has to be had. And not look, I love Khalil Shakir, but he is a guy that he'll thrive if he's a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be your main guy. I'm surprised that the Bills didn't go in harder for a wide receiver at the trade deadline, and I knew they threw an offer up there for Jalen Waddle. It just wasn't good enough. The Dolphins pretty much told him to go to hell, and
yeah. Can you blame him?
But I can't, for the offer they gave. I can't blame them. But I mean, Curtis Samuel, Keon Coleman, like it's like Mohamed Sanu on the Patriots back in 2019. It's gonna be flashbacks, man. Watching this team, but Devon Achane for the Dolphins, man, he had a day, almost 8 yards per carry. I mean, what an afternoon.
He continues to be a bright spot for this team.
Yeah.
No bad. No matter how bad they are, like it amazes me the things that he does. And honestly, I would do almost anything to keep him in Miami. I hope that, and you know how it is with the running back position. It's very easy for teams to let guys walk, but that team needs him. I mean, he thrives consistently through all this shit. And hell,
Yeah.
even Waddle. Like, look at Waddle. Like, you remember how it was the first couple of years. Like, Waddle was doing his thing. You know, and then obviously with Tyreek coming in and everything going the way it was going, like the numbers dipped a little bit. But now that he's the number one again, like the production's there even more again. Like guys like that are just guys when they're consistently good when the times are rough. Those are the true pieces you want to keep around.
Oh yeah, I mean when guys thrive, because it's one thing to thrive when everybody's thriving.
Right.
I mean, it's great. Like when you're on a team who's playing like Seattle is right now, and you're thriving, like that's one thing. But when the cameras aren't on you and you're 2-7, you know, how are you carrying yourself? Because it can spread like a bug, and it has on this Dolphins team this year of just bad mentality, looking lethargic on the field, just low energy. Like I've seen that a lot of the Dolphins this year. Just bad morale. There's been reports out of it. There's been reports about it in the locker room within the organization. And when you get a guy like that who just insulates himself from that, that's special. That's somebody that you want around. I think there's a few guys in the Dolphins like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of guys you got to show the door at the end of the season. If I'm being honest with you, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know your Achans, your Silers, your Waddles,
Minka.
Those are guys that you want to keep around. But I mean, if you're
100%. You know, what's funny too is, sorry, I was just gonna say that the thing that's funny is, two of those guys are, come from, your favorite place on earth, T-Town.
That's right.
So it doesn't shock me that Nick Saban guys are like that. I mean, it's, they're real professionals. It doesn't matter how hard times get, you have to be a leader.
Yeah, you have to keep showing up and showing out. And I know that Tua has had his share of episodes this year with the media. Those guys don't speak to the media like he does, and so they're not portrayed in that light. But yeah. I can see where Tua's coming from with a lot of it. There are a couple of times where I'm like, all right, you could have gone without saying that, but I get after a while, it's got to be a tough cross to bear. But it was a bright spot in what I consider to be a rebuilding season for the Dolphins. And then the Bills moving forward here. I mean, and I feel like it happens a lot with this team. They like to play with fire during the regular season. I saw it in. I want to say we saw it at one point in 2022. We definitely saw it in 2023 and had an 8% chance to make the playoffs in December. They're not in that dire of a position yet, but if things aren't corrected, they could trickle down to that because there is a new kid in town in the AFC East, and they're up on the shores of the Atlantic.
Oh, here we go.
Beautiful Foxborough, Massachusetts. The most pristine and accomplished organization in the NFL is back again. And they are so back. Those New England Patriots have returned. They weren't gone for very long either. They had a little rebuilding period. Tried the Gerard Mayo thing. Didn't really work. Made a little course correction. Got the right guy in the building now. And let me tell you, water tastes better. The sky is bluer. The birds are chirping. And the Patriots are 8-2.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, well, guess what? And they're going to beat the Jets Thursday. Congratulations. You have 9 wins. You know, like we were texting about this earlier. Look at the quality of the goddamn wins. Saints, the Panthers, gonna be the Jets, the Browns, the Falcons. Like, come on, Miami. Like, come on. You people lost to the Raiders, and you were home.
That was a weird week one loss.
I don't give a damn. You lost to an old Aaron Rodgers who was on one goddamn leg. I'm so tired of this. And you know what? I'm going to be happy when New England wins first place. I'm going to be happy when they win the division. So next year, they can get a first place schedule. And then they're going to be in the mix with these real goddamn teams. And then we're going to see what's really cooking up there. Because you know what I think's cooking? A steaming pile of shit. I'm tired of this. And then you got Portnoy up in the box like, we're back, baby. We're Super Bowl bound. You can kiss my ass. I'm so tired. It's so these New England fans. You get a little bit of something nice, and automatically it's right back. We're back to the top of the mountaintop. Let me tell you something. You're on the top of shit. Okay, let's be patient. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when you got to go to Arrowhead. Yeah, let's see how Drake May looks then. And listen, Drake May played an okay game today. He played a good game. He didn't play a great game. Like, do I think Drake May is a good quarterback? Yes. I'm not here to shit on Drake May. Sometimes I think he's a good quarterback. But let's pump the brakes. And yes, it's not New England's fault who they've played. It's not their fault. They don't make the schedule. I get that. But you have to take into account the caliber of who they've played. That's the reality of it. I'm sorry. It is. You cannot tell me otherwise.
No, it's fair. And I think that this is I qualify this as a young upstart team. I mean, that's still my expectation. They may I predict them to go 10-7. They may exceed my expectations. I mean, after this Thursday, they will most likely have just one more game to win the rest of the season to get to that point. So we're likely looking at probably a 12, maybe 13 win team out of New England this year, which is I was looking at their schedule later today, and I see a lot of W's. And to build off of your point about the schedules, because I made a little short about this earlier, and I mentioned that about the schedules because Buffalo and New England are at complete opposites, and that's why I like New England to win this division right now, is because they're playing with a 4th place schedule. Buffalo's playing with a 1. Buffalo still has Philly. Buffalo still has Tampa Bay. Buffalo still has to go to Pittsburgh. It's not easy, and I mean, we're talking a team who lost to the Falcons. We're talking about a team who lost to the Dolphins, got clobbered by the Dolphins. So those are the best teams you have to play. Nothing is the way Buffalo's playing right now. Nothing is a guaranteed win, and so that could be the team that's 10-7 this year. That could be the team that's 9-8. And like I said earlier, they could legitimately be fighting and scratching and clawing for a spot and just simply in the playoffs.
I love it.
which is unbelievable. The advantage that New England is going to have in the playoffs here. I will say, 2 seed, 3 seed, one thing. You better hope you don't get the 1 seed, because if this team has home field advantage, we know how that weather is up on that East Coast. You can count on a fucking nor'easter coming through at one point. You can count on the snow and sleet and freezing rain, or for it to just simply be 18 degrees, wind chill of 12, and it's just gross outside. And I go ask Justin Herbert and the Chargers to go up there and play in that. Go ask Bo Nix to go play in that. I'm sorry, it's not going to fare well.
Doesn't matter.
Or go ask Lamar Jackson to play up there.
Pat Mahomes is going to go up there and going to kick their fucking ass.
I will say there is one exception to the rule book, and that is number 15.
Yeah. They're not beating them. They're not beating them. I'm sorry. That's not happening.
And that's to my next point. When you're looking at a powerhouse like the Chiefs, I obviously like the Chiefs in the playoffs over New England, and it's just because of experience. I mean, are there a lot of young studs on this team that I love right now? Absolutely. Travion Henderson has been everything that we expected him to be, and more. I mean, it's Kyle Williams has really hit. You know, we talk about that a little bit in the offseason, how we really like that. That has really hit. The addition of Stephon Diggs has been great. Matt Collins, former Dolphin, turned up today. But at the end of the day, this is still an unseasoned team that I think that January will expose them like that usually does teams like this. But nonetheless, they are way, 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 way ahead of schedule.
I can't wait. I'm gonna stay low key because all I know is when the whole Mac Jones thing was going on. Now, don't get me wrong, this situation's better than that whole situation. I'm not saying that, but as far as the hype, Patriot fans are on the same bullshit, and then you look what happened. Had to go to Buffalo in the playoffs, and you know what happened?
Yeah, they had to get scraped off the field.
Yes. So. The regular season's one thing, and when you play who they've played, that's another thing. Let's keep it quiet with this Patriots shit. I can't stand people that get ahead of themselves.
No, and I don't want to get too excited. I mean, and there's a lot of my my brethren up in New England right now, and Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, a lot of. And they are freaking the fuck out. And I'm not gonna lie, pump the brakes a little bit. Enjoy this. Like this is the come up. And embrace this. Like this is that sweet spot year where you're way better than your schedule. You're a second or a first place team with a fourth place schedule. I mean, this is beautiful. It's the beginning. Everybody's cheering for you. Well, let me tell you something. 2 or 3 years down the road, when you start to stack these seasons, guess what? You're the New England Patriots. Everybody's gonna fucking hate you again. And so, and you're gonna be playing with first place or second place schedule, and it's gonna be an uphill. And so, appreciate this right now. And I love having Mike Vrabel in the building. I mean, that guy is fucking moxie. I'd run through a wall for him. I remember watching the documentary with him before the season this year, and it just got me so fired up seeing him back in the building again. The Buccaneers today, I mean, Baker Mayfield had 3 touchdown passes. I mean, he had a good afternoon, but I think that their team in the second half of the season, I think that they're going to be chasing their tail a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, well, and especially early on, like everything with Baker, like it's constantly just having to claw every game, and it's that catches up to you. I don't care who you are, I have respect for Baker. You know me; I've never been a big Baker guy, but like I do have respect for him. I mean, the last couple of weeks is not going great for him. Yes, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but I don't know. Tampa is a team I don't have much trust in. I really, they're 6-3 now after today. playing in that division is goddamn joke. I wish I could play in the same division as the Panthers and the Saints.
Yeah, and the Panthers are another one that I want to do like a little rapid fire towards the end of the show here. I want to really go in on these two games, and
Okay.
I want to do a little rapid fire at the end, and we're going to discuss the Panthers. We're going to go through three teams really fast, but that's one we're going to address. But yeah, I mean the Bucks. What is it? This will be the fifth season in a row that they win the NFC South, right?
I believe so.
So I mean that's and it's because of that division. I mean it's a lot of these teams are in a stage where they're just continually rebuilding, or the Panthers that just can't seem to figure their shit out. But we'll get to them. But I want to talk about another team who can't seem to get their shit together, and it's actually starting to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Davis Mills.
This loss today was absolutely inexcusable for a myriad of reasons. Number one, you lost to Davis Mills.
The Stanford man.
The guy that Kyle Brandt hyped up to be the next coming of Christ. And you didn't even lose to C.J. Stroud. You lost to Davis Mills.
Who you had a lead on?
Not only a lead, a 19-point lead. Oh my God! How does this happen? How do you manufacture this? I mean, you had that Trevor Etienne touchdown, and then after that, like there is just nothing to move the needle forward for Jacksonville. And you could tell three and out. You could tell they were in one of those spells where they just dried up. It felt just like when I was watching them in that London game a few weeks ago that I skipped church for, and the Lord slapped me right there on the wrist and said, "Brian, you better get your ass back in that pew next week because you don't want to watch these fucks." And it looked just like I was watching that game again, where it was move the ball a little bit, 3 and out. Move the ball a little bit, 3 and out again. And you could see the momentum just gradually transfer over to Houston, and they spoon fed to them. They spoon fed that game to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston was opportunistic. They took it, and for now at least, they kept their season alive. I mean, these are, depending on when Houston gets C.J. Stroud back, this will be a team that's likely clawing for a wild card spot. Jacksonville's going to have to do that because let me tell you, none of these two fuckers are catching the Colts. And so, especially after today, it's just not going to happen. So that is way gone. That division, that's a lock. They're going to win the division. And so, which is still beyond me. But yeah, I know that you're going to double down on this too because I know how you feel. But Trevor Lawrence, he plays with you. I mean, there's some games where you watch him and you're like, man, if he can just do that every game, he could be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. But then you get displays like this, and it just makes you scratch your head because there's no, I don't know, there's no reason for something like today to happen. But what's your thoughts on this collapse?
The minute Davis Mills ran in that touchdown, I just said, man, that's such a Jaguars way to lose.
Yep.
Like it was just so I've seen it time and time again. Like you want to talk about a team that just can't get out of their own way. Whether it's the the AFC Championship back when they played New England with Blake Bortles, who again that also goes to show that you don't always need the best of the best at quarterback to reach that level. Because I don't know if you remember, but Blake Bortles sucked.
Yeah.
I don't care that he was what are they, the UCF Knights?
Yep.
Yeah, that Knight didn't come with any armor. Let me tell you, because that guy sucked. It's just Trevor Lawrence can't string together multiple good weeks. He can't do it. He hasn't done it. And people always talk about my quarterback getting paid. What about this fucking guy? Like, he got paid for what?
Well, and
Like,
and I think that there's after a while, I think that he's arguably surrounded by better than Tua. I mean, after a while, like
well,
he's had guys like Brian Thomas Jr. on the team. I mean, like Christian Kirk for years. Like he's had reliable targets to throw to, and the big thing with Trevor Lawrence is consistency,
mhm.
right? I mean, it's because there are times where you watch him and you're like, wow, that was great. And then there's other times where you just scratch your head. It's up and down every week. It's up, looking great, looking like shit. And I don't know if he's ever going to find that rhythm. It's ever going to find that flow. And he's going to have to qualify as a starting quarterback. I mean, he's a guy who's going to win you games. He's a franchise quarterback, but he's just one of those guys like a Dak or a Tua where you just kind of have to understand where their shortcomings are going to be and accept it.
Wood is another one of those guys who you could tell he gets in his own head sometimes, and
Oh, totally.
feels like he has to just keep pressing and pressing and pressing and moving the ball, instead of just finding what works for him, getting in a rhythm, and play efficiently. Like, it's not, they get in their head too much, and that's definitely been a big thing for Trevor. You can tell,
Oh,
whether it's to take off more than he should, or get the ball deep down the field more than he should. It's one thing that's definitely played Trevor Lawrence. And oh god, do you remember the one game I was in T Town and we were watching him play the Giants?
oh, how could I forget? There's a video I still have.
And I'm just like that, like games like that. You see, like how does he not finish this game? It's you know the Jaguars are a team that's going to be hard to figure out. I don't know. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence would be the answer for Jacksonville long term. I really don't know, but too bad because you made the commitment money wise, pal. So
I mean,
suck it
he
up.
he's going to have to be your franchise guy unless you want, another Russell Wilson situation or another Daniel Jones situation. Or a little sneak peek, Kyler Murray situation.
Oh,
I'm making I'm putting that video up tomorrow night. Going into depth about that whole thing. But yeah, let's do a little rapid fire here. I just want the Zeke pulse on a few teams in the
okay,
NFL right now.
okay.
Let's start with those Carolina Panthers. I mean, what the fuck?
I, Carolina's going to be the same thing they always are. Disappointments. I mean, you want to talk about a fan base that's just been kicked in the balls. I mean, you look back to the Super Bowl year with Cam, which we've talked about a million times. With the 15 wins, they didn't really beat nobody. Oh, you're just a hater. Okay, look what happened when he got to the Super Bowl. He laid an egg, right? Laid an
Yep.
absolute egg. Played a good defense. Laid an egg. It's continuously the same thing for Carolina, and whether it's Cam, Bryce Young, they've never had a quarterback where you're like, wow, like they got their guy. Listen, I'll give Bryce credit. He's had some games where I've watched him and he's looked like a real pro, and it has surprised me at times because neither one of us have been big Bryce Young guys.
No.
Um, uh, you know, Carolina's just hard as far as the constant turn at coach and quarterback and never having a good old line. It's the same thing over and over and over. Today, division game. The Saints, as much as the Saints suck, you know how division games are. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, look at Thursday with the Raiders and Broncos, right? Yeah, and you know, Denver's offense. That's a whole that's a whole another goddamn story. But division games, you just never know. So today it was kind of like, well, who wants to be the shittier team in this division? Because they both suck.
Well, the thing is, the Panthers are going to get stuck in that limbo stage with the
Yeah,
draft because they're at
yeah.
5-5, and so at the deadline, it was really like, all right, what do we want to be here? Like, do we really want to make a playoff spot here, or are we built like that? I mean, The second half of their schedule is brutal compared to what they've had.
Yeah.
They had to win that Saints game today if they wanted to sniff the playoffs. And losing that just set them behind. And so you're likely going to be in that spot where you're not good enough to make the playoffs, but you're not bad enough to have a good enough draft pick. And so it sucks for Carolina fans. I want your thoughts on Seattle. Are you buying
high,
it?
very high, very, very, very high on Seattle. The efficiency that offense plays with. Now, obviously, it's very heavily built around JSN, like to an insane degree.
Yeah.
Like, like you see, like in Detroit, like obviously your favorite receiver in the league, St. Brown, is obviously the main point of that offense. But you watch the way they use JSN in Seattle, and it's like, okay, like everything is this guy. And he continuously puts up insane. He had 18 yards in the first quarter.
Oh, it's sick. I mean, they had 35 points at the half.
Yeah, because it's very easy after a week of what they did last week against Washington to come into it and ease into it. No. Especially when you're playing a division game, it's very easy to just ease into it. No, their foot remained on the gas, and they play. When you watch that defense play, you have 11 hats flying to the ball everywhere. They swarm you. That defense is playing at an insane level, and it's hard to run against them. You can't pass against them all over. Now, early on in the year, the Seattle secondary was a little iffy because, like, Tariq Woolen's not what he was when he was a rookie. Like, he's struggling a little bit, but Devon Witherspoon he's phenomenal. His biggest game a couple years ago, I believe it was a Monday night game against the Giants. Like, you just see the way he attacks the ball, and it's different. And, you bring in a guy like McDonald as their coach, and he brings that defensive presence. I mean, look what his defense was like when he was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That defense was legit, just like Ravens' defenses always have been. But
well, and look what's happened since he's left.
Right, exactly. Seattle, to me, obviously it's hard because with Sam Darnold at quarterback, like, he can only take you so far, but that defense is so good that it could get them pretty far. It really, really could. I mean, Seattle will, seeding will be big for them. I think the way they would match up against a lot of teams, I think they got a pretty good shot, man. I really do, and I don't want to be too high on them because, again, it's Sam Darnold, but they put Sam Darnold in the best positions that they can. They don't ask the world of Sam Darnold because he can't give you the world. It's the way they're running things, man. Over there is good. The run game's not where it could be. I've always been a big Kenneth Walker guy, but they need a little more production there. But overall, man, and it's also hard because you limit JSN behind him. Like, who are you really gonna trust? You're really gonna trust Cooper Kupp now? Like, or Mr. Bobo? Like, come on. It's that might be a little rough for him overall, but it doesn't matter because the offense is only gonna have to give you. If that offense gives you 17, you're gonna have a shot.
Absolutely.
So I'm high on Seattle. I might be a fool for that, but I don't care. I'm riding with it.
No, it's one of those things that's kind of like getting into a pool. I kind of dip my toe in a little bit, and I'm like, all right,
yep.
A little cold, but let's get in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And get down, you get the legs in, and the balls because that's the hardest part. But I'm in the pool.
Yeah, man.
I'm in the pool. I'm swimming right now. I mean, I'm fully in, temperature adjusted, everything. Because I look at the landscape of the NFC too, and I'm just so used to growing up and being like, oh man, you gotta look out for this. Like this team is the clear difference maker. I mean, of course, in the AFC it was always the Patriots, right? I mean, the Patriots, the Colts, Peyton Manning, the Broncos, the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger. Like, you always, and then those Ravens teams growing up, like, you always had that, and then the NFC, like, it was the Packers, the Legion of Boom. Like they're your fixture teams. Those Falcons teams with the great offenses. Now, I mean, I have a lot of respect for how they run things up in Philly.
Yeah.
But there's been some flaky points with that team this year. That's probably who I'm riding behind still until they prove me wrong.
Right.
But then outside of that, I mean, it's the Lions that are like a damn roller coaster. It's the Packers without Tucker Kraft, who I don't really take seriously anymore. Because he was the focal point. He was their JSN. And now he was like Tyler Warren on Penn State last year. And now he's gone. So now what? Commanders are pretty much screwed. Jaden's out for weeks. And so and that whole team is just banged up.
Yeah.
The Bucs, like we said, I think rely too much on clutch time. And so I look at it. The Niners had a good start, but it's going to fizzle out. And then you got the Rams, who
The Rams would be in the mix.
I think that is your grouping right there. Eagles, Seahawks, Rams. I think that is your NFC East elite bubble right now, if you ask me. And then the AFC, gotta keep Kansas City in there. I think you throw New England in there right now. I think Indy's in there right now just because of how Jonathan Taylor is playing, and especially adding Sauce Gardner to the secondary. Looked like it improved things a little bit today, although Drake London was getting his.
Drake London still got his.
Drake London was getting his today. It was funny to see. But that's the team I want to finish it with. And I know we got to speed up here because the game's coming on really quick. Denver.
Oh, Lord. You want to talk about a team who gets in their own way too much?
Yeah.
I mean, that offense, dude, especially all like penalty after penalty after penalty. And Bo Nix, listen, I didn't hype up Bo Nix last year after the way everything went on. I think for his situation with his coaching with Sean Payton will continue to play him in good spots. But sometimes, man, he just runs around. You look at him like, what the hell are you doing? You know, he floats him downfield sometimes, and I'm like, there's no reason for that. Another one, he sometimes he gets in that mindset of needs to push it and push it.
Yeah.
There's no need for that.
The press mentality is big with him. I see that with him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, and we'll have a show with us at some point. But that's when, when it comes to that extension point, I think Denver's going to have to play hardball a little bit if they're a smart organization. That's for down the road, but right now, I'm going to say I think that Denver is your most flawed division leader. And I think that they are, of teams that are going to get exposed, to me, they're on the top of the list. Because somebody's going to come along late in the season or in the playoffs, and you're not going to know what hit them.
I will say, if it came down to it, right, and Indy had to play Denver, right? Let's just say Indy had to play Denver in the playoffs. I probably have to take Denver. As crazy as that sounds, dude, I can't trust the Colts. I can't trust that defense. I can't trust Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
If it's in the dome, I'm taking the Colts. If it's in the high altitude and the cold, absolutely, I'm taking Denver. That one is very much dependent on where the game is played.
That's fair. I'll take that. I could take that. It's hard because they rely so much on JT that it's almost a little concerning because like there's gonna be a point where he's gonna hit that wall of like they're going to shut him down. Some good defense is going to do it.
Well, and that's what I think benefited Baltimore and Philly so much last year with Saquon and with Saquon and King Henry is that there are so many other things to complement them. Right? I don't think they have as much in Indy. But we have hit the 7:20 mark, so it's time to go watch Steelers and Chargers. But
oh my God.
SoFi Stadium, baby, my least favorite stadium in the NFL. I've been there. I don't like it.
The place where you don't really have home field advantage.
Yeah, neither of them do. There's more fucking Niner fans in there than anything.
It's pathetic. It's so pathetic.
I mean, get a grip. Yeah, but you know what? I don't go off on a tangent here, but you know what? That's what you deserve for abandoning San Diego.
That's right. To hell with you.
That gets me that's a whole other thing that gets me fucking fired up, and we'll talk about that on one show in the future. And that gets my fucking gears turning. But thank you all for coming on, and we'll see y'all really soon.
Sir.